And now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I don't die before I wake, keep these demons away from me. Devil on my shoulder saying, squeeze the trigger, then release. Angel saying, if I do it, I'll never rest in peace.
Hello, everybody. This is wow, that sun is in my face. This is episode. What episode is this? 15. I just said it. Episode 15 of Gravity. We just hanging out. As you can see, I got a second microphone that he's using. And now we finally on camera because everybody was like, get on camera, get a camera, because they hating on you. Ain't nobody hating on us, but
They really want to see my face that bad.
yeah. So we got Karl back.
Yeah.
So you got to tell everybody what's been going on with you since they ain't seen you in however long.
It's only been a week.
I mean, that's a long time.
I guess it can be. I mean,
what I'm
if people missing me like that, then yeah. Nothing really been up. Still job searching. I just turned 27. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, how was your birthday? I was gonna ask you.
It was pretty cool. Shantae took me out, so it was pretty good. We went to where we go? We're Chili's because I've never been there, and we had an amazing server. He was pretty dope.
Is Chili's the one that I always get the theme song mixed up? Is that the one with the baby back ribs and the barbecue sauce?
Yeah. Chili's, babe. Yeah, that's the
okay.
one.
Dope. That's what I like to hear. Okay. So what you gave me for my birthday?
The same thing you got me for mine.
Okay. So everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a surprise. It got to be a surprise. I can't tell you exactly what it is.
All right, weirdo. So what else is going on with you? Nothing?
Yeah, just about nothing. Nah. Life's been boring. Life's been boring as usual. So
That's good. I mean, it's not, but also you want to like use the mic like you perform it.
like this.
Well, you ain't got to cover it up like a rapper, but yeah, but that you get a little louder.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah. So I mean, that's cool. Wait, you said life has been boring. So my life has been kind of boring as well. I went to Detroit last weekend, hung out with some friends. I kind of did like a mini promo tour for Groundhog Day, where I did some interviews and whatnot, and it was kind of dope. I ain't gonna lie, because it was something that like I had always seen like my friends do, like especially with us going to Columbia. You always see people be like, oh, thanks for so-and-so for featuring me or doing this interview with me or whatever. And I've always wondered, like, how did you do that? And then it was kind of cool that after all this time of trying to, I was able to do something like that. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah. But was that the reason you went to?
Yeah, that was the main reason, just to do that. That stuff will come out soon. I'm not sure of the date, but it'll come out. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. Work is fine. I haven't got annoyed yet.
Oh, trust me, white people know how to do it.
True. I didn't say this before, but like maybe about a month ago, I was somewhat worried that I was going to get fired, and I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to jinx myself. But it was a situation at work where I could kind of tell that people's behavior towards me was changing. Yeah. And I was like, okay, somebody is probably talking to somebody, and the next thing I know, I'm gonna be pulled into an office and it's gonna be a conversation. So to try to offset that, I kind of pushed to be moved to a different, not team, but moved away from the people who I felt like might have been plotting against me. And so that happened. I got moved away, and my spot on that team got filled really quickly. So like it's kind of suspicious, like damn, maybe I was right, because if I wouldn't have did that, maybe it would have been a different conversation I'd be having right now.
But you're not getting fired, right?
No, okay. I'm straight now. As far as I know, I'm straight now.
Lucky
but
you.
Yeah, I had a meeting with my manager. What was it, yesterday? And I asked him like, how am I doing on these new responsibilities and da. He seemed pretty happy. So I think my job is safer right now.
I wish my job was safe. Yeah, I've just been. Actually, I had got another call from this company that was dealing with, I guess, ICE package things. Like, it's not just food, because they said other stuff than food, but you just traveling across the local area delivering these things. And she called me for, like, she said, I want you to finish the application. We can really use you. We need 5 drivers, whatever. So I did it. And she called me back. And then I put on my application, because I wasn't truly fired from the job. At least not yet. I was still working there. And she was like, oh, what's going on with your other job? And I'm like, should I tell her what really happened? Because I feel like that'll mess me up. But I feel like it'll also mess me up if I don't tell her. So I just told her, and then she was like, all right, yeah, I understand that. And, you know, my son did the same thing. I was like, oh, okay. I guess this is a normal thing. And then she said, I'm going to give you a call back. And then when she called me back, she was like, all right, we just found out because of that, you can't work here. I'm like, wow, I should just kept that to myself.
That's crazy. So that's like, the second time somebody told you it was okay just for them to tell you it's not okay.
Yeah, it was like, wow, you just said. She said it should be okay, but I guess the higher up was like, "Oh no, we don't play with them safety violations."
You know what? Those like job recruiters, they low key be kind of, because I think their job mostly, they have like a sales type of job.
Yeah, because they're not the ones that's hiring. It's they're finding people to hire, and then they try to put you in. It's like a third party thing.
It was another third party thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess she's just a recruiter.
Okay,
So it wasn't like the official people. So she was probably just basing it off of, you know, it just sounds like a little hiccup type mistake. So they probably shouldn't, you know, disqualify you for that. But they did.
Who knows? I mean, I guess from a legal standpoint, I can understand. I was on the phone with UPS Freight today doing some stuff for my job, and their hold music says we're like hiring desperately. So UPS Freight. So it's like not like the UPS that drops off like packages from Amazon. It's like UPS Freight. So it's like pallets of stuff. So
does that mean like you might have a CDL?
You might have to have one.
Yeah, that might be a CDL thing, which I can't do right now until I get one. And I don't want to work for a company that's like will train you for your CDLs, because now you're required to work for them for a certain amount of time before you can even leave to do another one. But I heard they kind of work you trash. That's the wrong word. They work you terribly.
Like they overwork you?
Not even overwork. Yes, overwork. They overwork you, and you'll get some bad hours and all this other stuff.
Probably like, well, yeah, you know.
That's because you're starting off. The post office do that too. You're starting off. You have to work there a year before you get good.
The overnight drives and stuff like that.
Not even that. You get the morning to night. Don't see sunrise. You don't see sunlight by the time you're off, and by the time you work.
That's trash.
Yeah. And I heard it's like 6 days a week. I mean, the money gonna be there, but you're gonna be tired. I just heard it's not really good in the beginning. But this is just stuff I heard. I don't know how it truly is. I wouldn't test it. I'm not finna go in there.
Okay.
What I've been thinking about doing is going back into Amazon. I did it before. Might as well go back.
Might as well do it again. Yeah. I mean,
as long as the pay good. Yeah.
I mean, it can always be a temporary thing until you find the next thing. Yeah. But you know how last time we talked about dreams.
Yeah.
So I had an idea, or not an idea, but I had a thought. Like, what was probably your worst nightmare? Like the worst nightmare you ever had.
Worst nightmare?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have an answer to this question.
My worst nightmare.
So hopefully you do.
And I'll probably say this last time. It'd be really hard to remember dreams I had, unless I'm like thinking about that dream right then and there. I'll forget that dream.
What about when you was a kid?
A kid.
Actually, I do.
I do know one as a kid. I watched this movie, and I swear it was Hellraiser. I think it was. Mm-hmm. In that movie, it was a guy. See, that's why I don't know if it's Hellraiser. It was a guy, and he was in this room where like these needles was just kind of stretching his face out, and that kind of creeped me out. And then when I went to, I swear, it was because of that movie. I will never watch that movie again. I kept having that same image in my dream, and it was happening to everybody around me. It just kept happening to everybody around me. It was creepy, and I do not like stuff like that. Yeah, that body disformation. Like, I don't like stuff.
So you couldn't
like
watch like Saw because those are like my favorite
No, I
movies.
can't. I can't watch movies.
Oh,
like
those
that.
are my favorite movies. So, for me, I usually get the only thing that gives me bad dreams, and I might have even said this before on here, is biopics, especially when it's about people who overdosed. Why I say it like that? People who overdosed. The people watching people like in the movie Ray, like watching him like use heroin that whole movie. It just gave me nightmares.
You know what else gives me nightmares?
What?
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh.
I can't stand looking at torture in any kind of way. And, I'll give you a good example. A movie I actually really liked until a certain part was Kick-Ass. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah, I seen it.
All right, so he was doing all this stuff, helping people, and he was able to do it because he had these he had plates in his body because he got beat up so bad.
Yeah.
And then like getting towards the end of the movie, some people was not liking it, so they called them Kick-Ass and the dude who looked like Batman. He looked so much like Batman.
Wasn't that Nicolas Cage?
That was Nicolas Cage. Yeah, that was his character. Yeah. And they had them on their little thing, like on a little video cassette, showing off like, this is what happens when you do this, and they start punching them and stuff. And then they had these bats just beating them. I couldn't watch that because it just I don't like torture like that. Another movie that did that was Bamboozled. You ever seen that? I think it was.
Is that like is it the 80s movie? You said Bamboozled, right?
Yeah.
It's from the 80s?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. I do know of it though.
But it was basically
that's a Spike Lee movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had the black guys doing blackface.
Okay. I've never seen it, but I actually meant to watch it because this podcast I listened to, they did a review of it for like I think it might have been last year for Black History Month, just doing like only black movies, and then so yeah. Yeah,
basically. At the end of that movie, the guy who was doing the blackface, he got tortured, kind of. He didn't really get tortured. He was set to be killed, but it was still on. I think it's the camera thing for me. Just letting everybody see it. It's just kind of, I don't know.
Like
it's
the
something
actual
about it.
Camera, like of the movie, or the camera, like there's a camera in the room.
It's like, they'll put a camera here and record they self doing the torturing to somebody.
Oh, like the like in those movies, those action movies where like the government is back when we was at war with the Middle East.
Yeah, where they'll show it, broadcast it.
Yeah, okay.
Then, like if things get, nowadays if something was like that was to happen, they'll be like, oh, this is too much for the TV to show. We can't show this no more.
You ever seen the Daniel Craig 007 Casino Royale?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's basically the most recent James Bond. But
yeah, I know who he is, but I just
so in the Casino Royale, he gets caught and they strip him naked. They sit him in a chair. Well, before they sit him in a chair, they cut out the seat of the chair, and then they sit him in it, and then they take this thing with like spikes on it, and they swing it under the chair to hit. Yeah.
Jeez.
You don't see it. I mean, you don't see the actual. What's the word I'm looking for?
The visual.
Yeah, you don't see his balls, but you just imagine him getting hit in the balls with that, and it's that's crazy. That's crazy.
Now I need to not watch that movie.
I mean, but other than that, that movie, I think that's a pretty good movie. But yeah, I actually went to go see Judas and the Black Messiah, thinking that it wouldn't give me nightmares, and it didn't. So woo! But when I went to go see it, I didn't know it was based on actual events. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go see that movie. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't even talking to y'all, but y'all should definitely go see it too.
I'm talking to that person right there.
But yeah, it's a really like amazing movie, and especially if you, because you're from Chicago, so, and you're from the West Side.
Oh, am I? Oh yeah, yeah.
And all of this takes place on Chicago's West Side.
Really?
Like it's about the Black Panther Party that was located over there. So
that's probably back when the projects was heavy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think it takes place in the late '60s, early '70s. So, I mean, you was just coming out the womb, right? Around that time.
It was like 30 years before I came.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you was born in 1970,
1998,
64. But yeah, so that was a good movie, but it didn't give me nightmares. And I know why, because when I watch biopics, just like everybody else, I have a tendency to Google the real person and like look at their Wikipedia page, and like seeing those old pictures and then putting it together with the movie, that's what gives me the nightmare. Because then I start thinking like, wow, that was actually a real person. Like I think it's Asada Shakur. I think I like looked her up once, and like how she like fled the country, and like I started thinking about how that must feel to be like wanted by the FBI to the point where you gotta sneak out the country.
Yeah, that's
a scary feeling, especially if you didn't really do anything wrong. That's a scary feeling, man. Yeah, so I just get nightmares from that. But other than that, I'm a thug. I don't get no nightmares.
I mean,
man.
It's crazy that 26-year-olds getting nightmares still. Nah.
First off, yeah, and just like another thing about that movie is the characters. If you go see it, I'm not gonna spoil the plot, but the characters in the movie, they're all 19, 20, 21. So, and just thinking about the things that they do in that movie, like they were all super young, and like you think about the world today, and like we don't do shit by the time we turn 21. Shit. I ain't know nothing.
It's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, like, and just think about being 21 and like being a Black Panther, and like having like already figuring out what you believe in and what you want to fight for. Like when I was 21,
but
I ain't even know what I wanted to wear.
I guess another reason for that is because around the time that stuff was happening anyway, they were experiencing it while they were on the movement. I guess we're not really experiencing what they were experiencing. So that's why we're probably not like trying to move forward to do something about it. I mean, we got social media to kind of speak our voice, but that's about it. We not really doing too much other than that. Yeah,
and I feel like because they didn't have social media, you know, now that you say that, I think they had less distractions. Because, you know, you'll see something online, or it could happen literally right outside, and you'll be upset, but then you like go on Instagram 15 minutes later, and then you forgot all about it. Whereas like before, you'll see it, and then it'll be reported on the news, and then you would go to school or whatever, and they would talk about it, or like, you know, or the whole community would be talking about it, and it don't go away. So you kind of got to either do something about it or just be angry.
I guess so.
Yeah. I had something else, but I don't remember it. So
you don't remember it.
Yeah, you gotta.
I guess speaking on that biopic, because you just reminded me of something. There's actually a game coming called MetaHuman, right? And the whole purpose of this game is to create a person. There's no gameplay. There's nothing. You're just creating a person, but it looks so photorealistic. You wouldn't have thought that was a game. And you can make these people so, what's the word? Like so detailed to the point where if they wanted to, they could probably make you. If they was really trying to do it, they can probably make you. And that kind of terrifies me.
Now, when you say photorealistic, what does that mean?
Okay, not photorealistic. I'm just saying, like, it just looks so real, but it's a video game. It looks, you know how graphics looking nowadays.
So it still looks animated, but
you have to really pay attention to it to know it's animated. Because like when it comes on, you're thinking these are real people, and then you see more and like, oh, this is not real people. This is a game. I'll have to show you it. It just kind of, it's really weird. Like, I don't know, I'm not sure where they're going with it. Like, who needs a game where you need to create a person? I mean, it could be like.
So why does that scare you?
It's just like.
Think it's gonna allow the creepy people to?
Yeah, it is.
You know.
I know exactly. That's exactly what it's gonna do.
That's kind of uncomfortable. I mean, look, don't.
But then again, it got to be people who really skilled at doing it anyway. So.
Also, it do kind of take some skill.
Yeah, it takes skill. You're not going to be able to just go in there and be like, doop, doop, doop. No, it's like you're going to be developing cheekbones.
So basically, you got to know how to draw already.
Yeah, you're going to have to know how to construct.
Okay.
And know the idea of what you're trying to create. It's like building a house or whatever. You got to know exactly what you're going to see before you make it.
Sure. So what games are you playing now before, you know. Wait, has that game come out yet?
No.
Oh, so
it was just a trailer for it.
Okay.
And it kind of creeped me out. I'm like, what the heck is this?
I kind of, you know, before you answer the question, I got creeped out the first time I seen Detroit Becoming Human.
Really?
Yeah, but when I mean, I never played it, but I was watching the
walkthroughs.
Yeah, and first off, the way they designed Detroit, as someone who was from Detroit, they did an amazing job of designing.
It's a futuristic Detroit, though, right?
But like just the layout of what the downtown area of Detroit is, like the bus stops and like the where they ended up revolting or rioting or whatever the fuck that was at the end. All of that is like what it really looks like down there, and I thought that was cool. But yeah, it kind of creeped me out to think about a robot like that was it's kind of like iRobot, but like a servant that's kind of gets a mind of their own and starts disobeying orders, and then kind of becomes it's kind of cool. I wonder why that took place in Detroit in the game.
Who knows? A good thing they did it right, because the only game I know they did with Chicago in it was terrible, and that was Watch Dogs. That game is bad.
Is the game bad, or like
the game is slightly better than what the design of Chicago No, I'm talking about the way they made Chicago was just really bad. It's like they they looked on the image at Google Map, looked down, and was like, all right, go from there.
Basically, it's like if we put the train down, the one that's like down Lake Street, if we just put that above every once in a while.
Yeah, and they had like areas where like, because they had downtown, obviously, that's like the heart of Chicago. They had like 4 different dividers on how to get out of downtown. And they had like a swamp area. I'm like, who? I'm getting upset. I'm like, this mess is so stupid. It made me mad, and I did not finish the game. I did not even try to complete it. I was done with it.
You might have missed it, but I actually did play this game, not all the way through. But I think maybe what they got wrong is that when you drive somewhere for the mission, you like end up in like Indiana, but you end up there in like 5 minutes. And you probably don't even realize, like, it'll say at the top, Gary, Indiana, or...
Really?
Yeah, so probably when you saw the swamp stuff, you was either in a suburb or you was in Indiana somewhere, and you just never noticed. Yeah, because that game takes you all over the Chicago land.
The game, I guess, overall playstyle was kind of boring to me anyway. Because it's like,
kind of repetitive.
Yeah, because the whole game is find this person, follow this person, kill that person. That was the whole structure of the game the whole way through.
Hack these cameras.
It never changed. Yeah, hack
get
the
these
cameras.
Secrets, then kill this person, and then
they did so much better with the second one. And then this little third one they made, I just can't get with it. It's only because like there's not a main character, so you could pick you could find anybody on the street and recruit into your team, and they'll be different or whatever. But just because there's no specific main character, you don't feel attached with the freaking story. I think that's why I don't like it. But it's cool, I guess. But I don't like it at all. The second one will always be my favorite.
Okay. So what are you playing now?
Skyrim.
Besides these,
still. Sorry. But I did recently start playing this Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it makes me realize that Yu-Gi-Oh is a freaking luck-based game. You really, there's no like.
No, you gotta follow it's the heart of the cards.
Yeah, and when that stuff ain't in real life, you will lose continuously. And some of those cards are bull. Like some of the it's like some cards are just made for you to. Some cards are made to counter another card, and there's nothing you can do about it. And if you pull the wrong card, it's just game over. There's nothing you can do. If you keep pulling out really strong cards, right, that you can't summon because you have to.
Sacrifice.
You have to sacrifice a card to put it out there. Now you're just getting hit continuously until game over.
So basically, what you're saying is you're not a duel master.
I mean, shoot, you can try me.
I mean, that's just sound like what you're saying.
I'd keep a dark magician on me.
You keep it on you. You keep your twisted tea and your dark magician.
But the game it's all right. It follows actually the whole 6 different series: Yu-Gi-Oh, 5D, GX, all that. I don't even know the next 3. But I didn't get that far. But they got the whole story for all that. And when you play the story, you can actually play with the deck they had around the time they fought that person. So like,
that's pretty dope.
when I was going against Pegasus, because that's where I'm at now, Yugi versus Pegasus, and he uses Toon World, and he kind of screwed after he got that. Once he used Toon World, you kind of screwed unless you got some swords or revealing light. Because I know we talking about these cards like people know about these cards.
Man, if you don't know about Yu-Gi-Oh, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you was watching as a kid.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Shaolin Showdown. I remember that. That used to be my favorite show.
But that's dope. That's dope. A Yu-Gi-Oh game. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, and this is not the same as Yu-Gi-Oh, I started One Piece over.
Again?
Yeah, well, cause the last time I watched it was probably we was still in college. So, but yeah, I started it over, and I don't remember none of it. But that's because it's on Netflix and Hulu. It's on Netflix and Hulu. So,
yeah, it's on Netflix,
and it's all dubbed.
From like 130 episodes, I believe.
I don't know. I think it's separated to like 4 or 5 seasons, but it's like fucking 60 episodes a season or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. Hulu has most of it, majority of it, and Netflix just started it like 3 months ago. No, more than 3 months ago. It started like almost 5 months ago. Anyway, they put it on Netflix and never added no more seasons to it. I don't know what they're gonna do. They know people not gonna not gonna be able to watch more after they get there. I guess they think like, oh, nobody's gonna watch the 130 episodes of this.
I actually got a question for you now that we on anime, because I know that's kind of your wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. What's a very gory, bloody anime with an interesting story? Someone asked me, and I said I would ask you.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Okay, what's another one?
Another one? Gory? Try JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
It starts off weird, but that show is kind of bloody and gory. Goblin Slayer is another one.
Goblin Slayer.
Yeah,
okay.
That's definitely one. It's kind of disturbing. The first episode. Okay. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's disturbing. The first episode.
Like I said, somebody asked me. I didn't say I was gonna watch them, but I might. Now, question for you: does torture still mess with you when it's in anime form?
Yes.
Okay. So even cartoons still bother you. Okay. What if it's like super stylized to where it's obviously fake? Like the way a lot of anime is.
I guess it will still bother me.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the act of doing,
it's
and not just seeing it.
Yeah, it's the thought of it, I guess. So basically what you're saying is you have a heart.
No, I don't know what that is. I don't got a heart. I'm a thug. Thugs don't have hearts.
Baby, cause I'm a thug. What's that? Trick Daddy?
Who is that?
I think that's Trick Daddy.
I don't know.
Trick Daddy.